Welcome to Live from Your Laptop. Hear straight from Klaviyo's community of some of the fastest growing brands and partners about how they're growing their e-commerce business and owning their destiny. Hosted by Morgan Lasky, for today's episode, we welcome Greetabl.
Hello and happy May, you guys. Spring is definitely in the air. Not necessarily great for my allergies. I don't know if other fellow allergy sufferers can agree with me on that one, but I'm absolutely loving the sunshine and tulips everywhere. So happy May. Today is a little crappy in Boston, but a lot better than the snow. So we'll definitely take it. Anyhow, welcome to Live from Your Laptop. If you are ready to learn how e-commerce brands are growing and using Klaviyo as their partner on that journey, you are definitely in the right place. My name is Morgan Lasky, and I head up our community events here at Klaviyo. Aside from leading our small but mighty events team, I'm also the host of this fun little talk show that we created last year when COVID shut down all of our physical events. And I'm going to do my best to keep the next hour entertaining and informative for all you guys. Also, for my Live from Your Laptop loyal fans, I'm so sorry I missed you guys last week with Dr. Squatch. I actually caught COVID, but I'm all good now. And I heard that my girl Alex here at Klaviyo did a great job filling in. So thank you so much for being patient and welcoming her to the Live from Your Laptop show. So enough about me, you guys. I want to know who is tuning in from the community today. So where are you tuning in from, who you are? I see a bunch of people posting in the chat. Let me know who you are, where you're tuning in from, and what company or agency you're with. And we'll make sure to say hello to everybody. So also feel free to turn your videos on. That's the beauty about Live from Your Laptop is we do this in a meeting format and not in a webinar format. So I get to see all of your smiling faces each week, whether you're in your pajamas or you're out on the beach or you're at home or in the office. I love seeing everybody. So make sure that you turn your videos on, but just make sure you're muted. Okay, so today on Live from Your Laptop, we welcome the Director of Marketing from Greetabl. I actually came across Greetabl last year around this time when I was shopping for a Mother's Day gift. And I just thought it was an amazing concept. And I thought it was so unique and personal and new that I had to have them on Live from Your Laptop. So here we are. My dreams came true. And we're going to chit chat with Brittany, who is an OG over at Greetabl. She's been with the company since the very start of it. So we're going to learn more about their growth journey, some great marketing tactics they tried and tested. And of course, we're going to dive into their Klaviyo account to show you guys some of their greatest flows and campaigns. I also took some questions from those that submitted them when you registered. So we'll make sure to answer some of those. But if I don't get to your question and you did submit it, have no fear, pop it in the chat. I love the camaraderie that happens every single week in the chat. You guys love chatting with each other and helping each other out. So please continue to do that. So after we chat business, we're gonna get into some Mother's Day messages. I'm telling you guys, get your tissues ready. Brittany is going to share with us some of the best Mother's Day messages from years past to get us ready for Mother's Day, to celebrate either your mom or another special lady in your life that has helped you throughout the years. I know I'm going to tear up, so just get ready for it, you guys. I always cry in the aisle, the card aisle of CVS. I don't know what it is about me with that stuff, but I get very sentimental. So we're in it together today. But after that, we're going to wrap it up with a fun giveaway where we're giving 2 lucky people from the community who are tuning in a $50 gift card to Greetabl so you can build your own personalized gift boxes. If you don't win, don't fret. Greetabl is going to give a 15% off promo code to all Live from Your Laptop attendees. So in the end, everybody wins on Live from Your Laptop. That's how we roll. All right, so I got to stop talking. I'm actually getting out of breath. So Brittany, welcome to the show. Tell us more about yourself.
Yeah, thank you. I'm super excited to be here. And I also cry in the greeting card aisle. It's my favorite aisle of CVS, Walgreens,
Yes.
or any other big box store. I've been with Greetabl for almost 2 years. I joined Greetabl when we were a mighty team of four. Before that, my background was in B2B marketing in very boring, very industrial kinds of companies, like very industrial, very boring. And so it was an exciting new challenge to come over to Greetabl, which is a fun, personality filled, really emotional e-commerce brand. Totally different experience. Same skill set though. We're all marketers. You can apply those same skills across any vertical that you work in. I also have a graduate degree from USC, so fight on, go Trojans. And I try to incorporate that into all the marketing that I do using that amazing background from USC.
That's awesome. I actually know a few people that went to USC. So when I used to, before my life as an event marketer, I was a dancer, and I actually danced with a lot of dancers who came out of USC, and they were always supporting their Trojans. So that's great. Nothing more to say about that. I'm glad you guys have some spirit. All right, let's jump into it. We have a lot to talk about today. Brittany, you are so knowledgeable. I remember when we first talked to you about coming on Live from Your Laptop, I was just inspired by how knowledgeable you are as a marketer. And I can't wait to hear kind of what you're going to talk about today and everything you're going to share with the community. So let's start with you telling us more about Greetabl. How did the company start? How long have you guys been around for? And when did you really hit your stride? Because you've had a pretty big growth moment. So let's learn more about Greetabl.
Yeah, I would way rather talk about Greetabl than myself. And our origin story is one of my favorite things to talk about. So our founder, Joe, and our co-founder, Zoe, came up with this idea to innovate the greeting card experience and really combine a greeting card and a gift into one package. Joe, our founder, is a Wall Street guy, ex-Wall Street guy, and he decided one day he was going to wake up and travel the world. He grew up on a farm, so travel wasn't something that was a big part of his life growing up. He spent a year going all over the place, and in that year, he realized how important connection is and how much he missed his people back home. He came back stateside. He was recovering from shoulder surgery and doing that 30-something-year-old thing we all do, where we go to a million weddings. His go-to move was greeting card plus a check, and he would write a really beautiful message to the couple, because to him, it was really all about the message. And he thought there has to be a better way to do this, right? To make the message and the gift come together so that they're one thing, and the message is the gift is the message, and that's where Greetabl was born. So we have a photo customized card that folds up into a gift box. You can pick from our beautiful designs for the exterior of the card. Then you can add your own pictures, your own message to the inside. It folds up around a gift, and we ship it directly to your recipient for you. Greetabl's been around for a little while. Our co-founders have been at this for about 5 years, but I would say we really hit our stride 2 years ago. That's when everything started to click into place for us, and COVID, unfortunately, gave Greetabl a big boom because all of a sudden people couldn't see their people who mattered most to them. Right. And Greetabl went from being, I don't know, kind of like a vitamin to a painkiller, something you absolutely needed. And we expect that that emphasis on relationships isn't going anywhere after we leave the pandemic.
Yeah, that's a crazy story. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, the owner, how he came up with this concept was he actually went to Michael's craft store.
He did. Yeah. Oh my gosh. He had his duffel bag full of craft supplies. And if you had ever met him, he's like the opposite of a crafty person. But he had his duffel bag of craft supplies. He made prototypes out of cereal boxes. We actually had the prototype where the mail carrier who delivered it wrote "so cute" on the outside of the box. And he just got this amazing reaction everywhere he took it. His original idea was just, how can I solve this problem for myself? Not necessarily even this is going to be a business. He's very entrepreneurial, always wanted to be a founder, but it wasn't until he saw the reaction to everyone who saw the product that he thought, oh, this is it. This is my product.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
No, again, like when I saw it, I was like, wow, this is super creative. Like it would take me a week to go to Michael's and make something like that, right? Or even think about making something like that. And just so everybody knows, like it is so easy to go to the Greetabl website and build this personalized box. It's not very time consuming, right? Like you put time into writing your message, right, to make it personal, but you guys have a lot of templates and stuff like that. So
totally
going from Michael's, that prototype to where you guys are now is just unreal. I wish we would have got a picture from that original prototype.
It's so cute. And we try to take the work out of it so that nobody ever has to go to Michael's and buy a duffel bag worth of supplies ever again to make a gift box. Yeah, because you can only do that once a year or at most, right? If I did it, I would fail immediately. So Greetabl makes it super easy in just a few clicks.
I love that. It's awesome. Well, thank you for sharing the story with us. And you're right. I think COVID, as unfortunate as it was, people really realized the connection that they needed with others, and just doing a simple FaceTime call wasn't enough in these times. So you guys were definitely filling a need and a void in consumers from across the world. Okay, so what have been the biggest business, or I guess, overall challenges for Greetabl when you guys started? What advice can you give to those listening in from the community today on how to overcome tough business or marketing challenges in the beginning?
Yeah, we've had so many moments of challenge. One of our 5 core values is work hard and overcome. So it's just built into our DNA that when there's an obstacle, we're going to go over it, through it, whatever it takes to get around that and make something happen. We're always like saying #overcome as a team when we run up against something that's really difficult. One of the things that was difficult for us in the beginning was figuring out how exactly we should bring this product to the market. Initially, our founders thought maybe this would be a wholesale product where people would buy the card, buy their own gift, fold it up themselves, and give it to their person. And then we pivoted to our e-commerce model, which just fits the need of our consumers so much better. I would say that's our best piece of advice, is every time we've done something wrong, we fail fast, figure out what we did wrong, and pivot as quickly as possible, and really leverage the insights we get from our customers. They'll tell you, right? We all know your customers are going to tell you when they don't like what you're doing. Or when it's not meeting their need. But what separates Greetabl and other brands, I think, is then taking that insight and doing something productive with it. So we always try to make sure that we're reflecting our customers, their exact words back into our product, into our marketing. Right now, we're all facing a challenge with Facebook and iOS 14. And what are we going to do with cookies and the cookieless world? And are cookies dead? Are cookies not dead? And all of us can do is just keep pivoting and overcoming and listening to our customers. Wherever they tell us they're at, that's where we need to meet them. I think one example is with our actual merch mix that we have on Greetabl.com. We get a lot of feedback that it looks too girly, or there aren't products that meet the needs of someone who wants to gift to men. And so we've worked really hard to make sure that we have representative merch that can meet the needs no matter who you're sending your gift to, and then that we merchandise that on the website appropriately so that you can find it. Because we have products that are for men, but if you are scrolling through a big list, you're not going to find them. So making it really easy with filtering for people to say, I want a gift for a man, click a filter, here they are, pick one and move forward. I would say that was a challenge, and something that was pretty easy to overcome once we sat down and thought about the question our customers were asking us.
I love that. Always testing and trying, and improving. The first time you do something, you'll more than likely fail at doing it, but that's okay, right? I think as a business owner, you have to be comfortable with that. And then listening to your customers is so huge. And I know we say it a lot, but it is so important. You guys wouldn't have known to change that on your website or add filters or make it more accessible for customers if you weren't listening to your customers. And we're actually going to show examples of this, you guys, later on in the set. There are some examples of campaigns that you've sent out asking customers for certain things. So we'll give you guys some examples, but were you listening in the beginning through like your Instagram DMs or emailing in? What were those initial, like where were you going to listen to those customers?
Yeah, one of the most important things to us as a brand is that we are constantly in conversation with our users. So Instagram DMs, our co-founder Zoe managed our Instagram DMs until a year ago. Like, she's very hands-on with the DMs, making sure that she knows what are our customers saying to us. We read and respond to every Google review we get, to every comment on every Facebook or Instagram ad. There's not a point of communication that our customers have with our brand that we're not listening to. They reply to our emails all the time that we send out through Klaviyo. Thank you, Klaviyo. They're constantly replying. Some of them, it's so cute. They think the email is just to them and they'll say, thanks for the info, Brittany. And it's just the sweetest little thing. But we make sure that they get a personalized response and that we hear their feedback and that they know we hear their feedback. We also make phone calls a big part of our just culture. Wow. So our founder and co-founder have been on the phone with hundreds of customers. I just spent 6 weeks having 200 plus calls with customers. It was a lot of, my schedule was very booked, but I was on the phone with customers, 7 days a week until I hit my goal. And then it's just a continual part of our process to get on the phone, ask them what they like, what they don't like, what we can do better, hear about their lives. Sometimes that's one of the easiest ways to get a new insight for marketing or merch, is just have them tell us what's going on, what's important to them right now.
Wow, that's incredible. That's talk about customer first, being customer first. And I actually have so many follow-up questions for that, but I'm going to keep moving.
Yeah.
So if we have time, we'll come back to it. But let's jump into your marketing mix. So take us through your marketing funnel. What channels have you seen perform versus which ones have not? I know you'll probably get into social here, and we could talk about cookies all day long and how all these changes to Facebook and all the different online advertising has changed. But first, take us through your funnel. What does that look like? And talk about some of the channels that have worked really well for you guys in this spurt that you're in.
Definitely. So Facebook and Instagram paid ads are one of the biggest part of our funnel. So we spend a major bulk of our budget on Facebook and Instagram ads. That's been very successful for us throughout the history of Greetabl. It's one of our most cost-effective ways to drive traffic to the site. Obviously, with the changes that are going on in the Facebook landscape, we're all looking to diversify our marketing mixes and be less dependent on Facebook. We also, of course, run Google ads to capture that like high intent traffic, pull it into the site. And then one of the big channels that I would say don't sleep on, marketers, is affiliates. Adding in affiliate marketing to our mix has been very impactful. And we think that it could be one of our biggest channels as we continue to diversify and grow Greetabl, both on the micro influencer level, like people who might even only have 5,000 followers, up to major publishers. And we really have that whole range in our affiliate program. And that's been very successful for us. It's very cost effective because you just have the cost of whatever platform you use and also the cost of the commission, which you set, right? And you're only paying if they actually generate a sale for you. So It's very risk-free, right? That you can set up as many affiliates as you want and you don't have to pay them unless it works for both of you. So I would definitely recommend trialing an affiliate marketing program if any marketers haven't done that yet. It's very successful for us.
That's awesome. And I think we're going to get more. I think the next question comes from someone in the community we'll talk about affiliate marketing and micro influencers. But as far as like within your funnel, what's been like your biggest lead gen tactic? And like, what are some tips for those listening in today on how to get more bang for that advertising buck?
Yes, the $1 billion question, right? To get more bang for your advertising buck. So we try to spend about 75% of our budget on prospecting. So top of funnel, and then the rest on our middle and bottom of the funnel retargeting efforts. Where we've seen a lot of success is if we can get someone to the website and get them to opt in to our email marketing, then we can convert them with email, and it's extremely cost effective, right? So we run retargeting ads. Of course, everyone does, and shopping cart abandonment ads, but we see that our email funnel is one of our best remarketing channels that we have available to us. And it gives us lots of longevity. We don't have to worry about a 7-day or even 30-day cookie window with email. If they opt in, we can keep emailing them until they make a purchase, however long that takes, or until they churn. So it's a very effective way for us to drive top of funnel traffic through to our website and then convert them later. Because you might not have a gift you want to send today, right? You might see our ad, think that's super cute, let me check them out, and say, well, I don't need to send a gift for 6 more weeks. So we want to get you into that funnel, our email funnel, so that we can remarket you at the right time, whatever works for you to make your purchase.
Yeah, I mean, it's different from, say, a cosmetics brand that's putting out ads, retargeting ads. It's a very different concept and consumer behavioral path, I guess you could say. So someone sees you through a retargeting ad or on Facebook or Instagram, you're driving them to your website. I would imagine you probably have landing pages set up, but that initial offer, you have a pop-up that comes up. And I think your initial offer is 10% off. Does that change? Do you have?
It does.
Okay. So
yeah, it does. So we change it if we're in a high intent season. So for us, holidays are really big, right? So Mother's Day, Valentine's Day, and the winter holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, are huge seasonal moments for us. So we change our email capture offer depending on the season to make sure that it's relevant and speaking to our customer where they're at and based on what they're coming to the site for. Also during Black Friday, Cyber Monday, 10% off seems really lame, right? So we will change our email capture for the whole month of November when we know people are more deal oriented and give them a much better offer that month so that we can capture that. We have huge traffic coming through to the site. We want to capture them, get them into our database. And we know that 10% is just not going to be aggressive enough. We've tested that with A/B testing to see what offers work during which season.
Okay, that's good. So testing per season with different offers. Do you do like percentage versus like dollar off, or is it always?
Yeah, so we've tried both and we find that percentage works better for us. I know that's different depending on different brands and what their product is, but for us, the % off works much better.
Yeah, nice. Okay, and then to kind of wrap up this question, obviously within your funnel or maybe even with your ads or whatever, you guys, I think like with a product like yours, you need to understand like how it works, right? Like it's not
totally.
It's not to discredit like cosmetic brands are on my mind right now. Like you can just show a lipstick and people understand, okay, lipstick, you can use it for many different purposes, but like you guys have to actually like show people what this is. So let's talk a little bit about how you do that. Like, is it video content? Are you using like user generated content? Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so for us, it's that constant balance of educating the consumer on what we are and helping them understand why they would want to purchase from Greetabl and motivating them with something that's more emotional and connects to them on a deeper level, because it's kind of boring to just be educated. So we use a ton of video content. That's top performing across all of our channels as video. And most of that is unboxings so that we can show a customer what this looks like, actually, like what is the product, but also make it very fun and up tempo. We make sure that they run through quickly so that you're not watching just one unboxing for a really long time. And we try to make sure one like tip that works for us anyway is that the person who's unboxing in the video has bright colored nail polish. It just kind of stops that scroll a little bit more, right? Like that's all we're trying to do is stop that scroll, stop that thumb from keep going. So having bright red, brightly colored nail polish on that person who's doing the unboxing and really bright backgrounds as much as we can, that helps us drive that that like attention grabbing impact. We also do use some user generated content. It's not the majority of our ads are not user generated. Most of them we shoot in our studio, but we do use some user generated content. And we've kind of, I hate admitting this, but we faked some too, where it looks user generated, but it's really something that we or our agency shot. We have a really cute ad that's like a stack of shipping boxes and someone peeking out from behind it, like boomerang style. And that was something that we shot.
Very cute.
Ourselves, yeah.
Well, I think as marketers, it's not that we, fake things. We just have to kind of, I don't know, like make it a little bit more pizzazz,
Yeah, we're seeing that there's just, there's so much, it feels so much more authentic if the video or the visual asset looks a little bit more user generated and less like highly stylized studio shoot. So even the things we, even the things we shoot ourselves, like our unboxings, we try to make sure they don't look like very unattainable or like something you would see on TV from a really huge brand. We want it to look more like, authentic and relatable.
Got it. So bright colored nail polish, you guys, and relatable kind of content, kind of faking it a little bit. Awesome. Okay. So moving into the next question. This question comes from someone in the community. What were your breakthrough moments in building an engaged community? What worked best? And I think this is where we're going to talk about how you guys, got affiliates and micro influencers and corporate and even just your general customer.
Yeah. So one breakthrough moment for us in building our very engaged community was our co-founder, Zoe, wrote a letter to our audience for Women's History Month and International Women's Day and said, reply to me. And we had hundreds and hundreds of replies. And Zoe replied to each of those personally. So we not only did we write the letter, or did she write the letter? She wrote it herself, write the letter and get it in front of our community and ask them to reply. She then personally replied back to them. And that built this layer of trust that Greetabl was listening to what our users had to say, and that we weren't just trying to grow a community to grow Greetabl. We're trying to grow a community because we believe in what we're doing and we believe in our mission. And Zoe personally is super invested in our community. So that's one breakthrough moment for sure. But we also have done a lot of work building up our micro influencer community with our affiliate program, which you just kind of have to get scrappy with it. I don't think that there is a silver bullet, get it up and running in one day solution to affiliates, because it's a lot of DMing people. And we have found that DMing works way better than messaging them through an affiliate platform, getting to them directly in the platform that they use, which for most of our community is Instagram, and then engaging with their content, right? So our social team, which is a team of one, Megan, our amazing social media specialist, she is just constantly observing what our affiliates are posting, even if it's not Greetabl content, liking it, commenting on it, engaging with them in DMs. She has over 50 DM conversations a day with different people, replying back. Sometimes she's DMing in the middle of the night. I tell her not to do that, but she does, because she also just like breathes our core value of we care. And so that's been one of the really impactful ways that we've been able to grow our community and get our community to feel engaged with us.
What are you, as far as a tech tool goes, what are you using to help coordinate the affiliate marketing or the micro influencers?
Yeah, we use ShareASale for our affiliate program. And here's what I'll say about ShareASale, and I think everyone will. It's very inexpensive. It's very cost effective to get up and running. It doesn't look great. Like the platform doesn't look like Klaviyo, which looks beautiful and brand new. It looks like it was built in like the 90s or something, but it works well. It gets the job done and it's very cost effective. So we use ShareASale for the actual like back end of the program. And then we do a lot of our pitching outside of ShareASale. Almost all of our pitching we do outside of ShareASale. So we reach out, we build lists of micro influencers who we think might be interesting to us based on following hashtags, looking at people that our users follow. It's a big part of our process. So I was just doing this weekend, looking at people who I know are Greetabl customers because we follow each other on social and, you know, we're friends, as well as having our Greetabl relationship, and then seeing who do they follow, what types of hashtags are they following, what types of influencers are they following. And that first crop of micro influencers that we added were all, for the most part, Greetabl customers. We found that it's a lot more authentic if they already know and love our product to begin with than if we go out and pitch someone who's never heard of us before to try to talk about why they love Greetabl. We would much rather reward somebody who already loves us for talking about us than someone who's never heard of us before.
Sure.
We continue to grow the program that way.
Yeah. And how many affiliates do you guys currently have? I'm always curious to know, like, you know, how many you're managing there.
Yeah.
How that works, and maybe like who your biggest one is.
Yeah, we have 152 affiliates in our program right now. I think anyone who has an affiliate program will tell you the majority of your affiliates are not going to be engaged with you on any given month. They might engage with you at some point, but they're not going to engage with your program every month. Our largest affiliate is Business Insider. I'm happy to share. It's funny because you wouldn't think of Business Insider as having a really strong connection to a brand like Greetabl, but they publish tons of gift guides and other kind of listicle content. And they've included us in a wide variety of listicles and gift guides in the past year in particular, and have driven serious revenue for us. We are set up with a lot of other publishers as well for our affiliate program, but Business Insider has been by far our largest.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that, because I would think that you guys don't rule out like these big corporations who are looking to gift things to their staff and their employees. You know,
Totally.
That makes sense to me, but it's not an immediate, you know, oh, that makes sense. You have to kind of think through that, but definitely don't rule out big corporate people, because I think gift giving has become even more popular now that we're not all in the office together still. So that's good. Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that information with us about your affiliate program. And
yeah, I
love that letter from Zoe. I mean, that is just so simple yet so effective. And
so effective.
Didn't even cost anything.
Yeah, and it's such a good way to just represent your brand identity to your consumer too. And Zoe's identity, she's an amazing person and she's super inspiring. Just working with her is really inspiring. So it's great whenever I can get her in front of our audience. I'm always thrilled to do so. I love talking about affiliates. Anyone who is on the call who wants to talk about affiliates more, send me an email. We can have another Zoom.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's what the community is all about. So that's awesome. Thank you, Brittany. Okay, moving right along. I want to talk about the customer journey. So, you know, what does your retention strategy look like? You know, on your website, you guys offer a couple different pricing and plan options to customers, which is great. Like, customers love options, right? We love having options. So how does the messaging and promotions differ for those who bought, say, 1 or 2 boxes just as like a gift for a grad and a mom, versus those who are like your Insider Pros?
Yeah, so our Insider Pros that's our top tier subscription platform or program that offers you a customized box design and some other helpful features too. Those tend to be like small business owners who are sending gifts all the time, right? They send maybe 1 gift a week, or it could be even 1 gift a month, somewhere in between there, to their clients as client thank you gifts or as booking gifts, referral thank you gifts. And we do message them very differently. So we try to make sure that they're receiving content that feels like it relates to their use case a little bit more. So like Galentine's Day is a huge moment for us. Our typical e-commerce consumer loves Galentine's Day. It might not make sense to our dentist customer who's using Greetabl for their client thank you gifts to receive 50 Galentine's Day emails in January and February. So we try to make sure using Klaviyo segmentation that they get different separate messaging. And for some holidays, we think that it does make sense to message them, but we'll try to make sure that the messaging is something that is still like within reach. So Mother's Day is a good example. We message our Insider Pro customers for Mother's Day, but we put a professional spin on it, like giving Mother's Day gifts to your employees or your clients. Especially, we have a lot of photography clients, so who use Greetabl, telling them it's a perfect opportunity to send to your maternity customers from last year, send them a happy first Mother's Day gift. So making sure that if we're messaging them about a holiday, it makes relatable sense to what they do on a day-to-day basis.
I guess my last question with this is like, so are you pushing, so if I bought a box or two from you, are you trying to push, like, how are you pushing that subscription model on me? Or are you not? Like, where does that get introduced at?
Yes, that's a really good question. So we don't think that every customer needs to be a subscription customer. Definitely, you could just come to us 2 or 3 times a year without a subscription. But we do want to get that messaging in front of the right people at the right time. So after you make your first purchase, there's some messaging in your confirmation content that you'll receive about our subscriptions to let you know, hey, if you're going to send 4 more of these, you should sign up so that you can get free shipping. And make sure that that content's getting in front of them. We also do some analysis of the message that our consumer sends to their recipient, anonymized, of course. We're not, looking them up to figure out who sent what, but we can then target them based on that. So if it was a professional message, something that was obviously sent to a client or an employee, we can message them about the subscription platform or subscription program, because it's relevant to them, where it might not be relevant to everyone else.
Right. That's awesome. It's great that you guys recognize that. You're not just constantly pushing that on people, because I think if it works for them, they're going to sign up for it.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I would much rather people come back and experience Greetabl again in whatever form makes most sense to them than push them on a subscription that doesn't make sense and have them never come back. Right?
Feel like they're wasting their money or something.
Yeah, exactly. Or that we're like money grubbing or something like that. We want to add value to our user. So if the subscription makes sense for them, then absolutely we want them to sign up. If it doesn't make sense for them, we don't want them to sign up for it and waste their money.
Yeah, that's good philosophy. Okay, so we're going to talk about segmenting and like how you guys kind of take the Klaviyo data and use that. So let's get into Klaviyo and email marketing specifically and all the wonderful data that goes along with that, because you guys are doing some really great stuff inside Klaviyo. And I heard through the grapevine you're big fans. So
super big fans.
So let's look at some of your top performing flows and campaigns, and then we're going to answer some of the community's questions too that they specifically had about Klaviyo. So let's start with segments. The first question does come from the community, and that is, how do you target those who purchase for the gift? How do you target those who purchase for a gift versus someone who purchases for themselves?
Yeah, we have very few people purchase for themselves because our product is very gifting oriented. So we're not really segmenting off of that. We do have people who ship the gift to themselves and then give it to someone else. But for us, the product is almost never gifted to themselves because you personalize it with photos and a message inside the card. It just doesn't make the same impact if you send it to yourself. So it's not a big problem for us with messaging.
Right. I think that if you were to, for whoever asked this question, if they're even tuning in today, Sometimes I've seen on other websites, people, there's a pop-up that comes up, or maybe towards the end of your kind of looking experience, they're like, are you buying for yourself or are you buying for somebody else? That kind of data that you can collect is good to filter into Klaviyo then to help you kind of segment out your marketing messages following up that.
Yeah, and we've done some similar things to try to figure out if customers are sending to friends and family or to their clients and employees. So we've done like in our post-purchase flow, we've tried one-click survey questions in the post-purchase flow itself. Now we use the actual purchase behavior to give us that indicator, but I think there's a lot of ways that you can ask your customers and they'll tell you. We do heavily ask our customers questions and survey them, and they always give us the answers we're looking for.
Yeah. Out of your segments, I'm kind of throwing one in the loop for you here. What would say like your most impactful segments in Klaviyo are?
Ooh, that's a really good question. We have a couple. Cora, who does a lot of our segmentation on our team, has been working really hard since the fourth quarter to experiment with our segments based on the benchmarking that Klaviyo has available since that tool rolled out, and using the report feature in Klaviyo too, which I think is also new, to see what kind of patterns we have with our different segments. So one that we've discovered is we have a most engaged segment that we'll use a lot. That's consumers who engage with our website more than anyone else. And we'll use that for like some very specifically targeted emails rather than sending to a much larger segment. And we actually see that we'll generate the same volume of revenue by sending to the most engaged as we would if we sent it to the larger segment. So it's worked really well. We also have a segment of people who've opened emails 20 times. It's a really great segment for us. Yeah, we found that people who open emails 20 times from us, they might not purchase all the time, but they do have high intent to purchase from us for holidays. So we'll really target them there.
Mind.
Exactly. So stay top of mind to them, but then target them specifically when we have a high intent moment like holiday. We also have a segment of people who have engaged with gift guides specifically. So if you've ever engaged with a gift guide, we'll target you with similar content with our campaigns. So next time we roll out a gift guide, we'll make sure that you get that. And we see higher performance there. So if other brands have gift guides that they do, I would suggest that. Or if you have like blog content, targeting people who have engaged with your blog content and then giving them more copy heavy emails that still have some product blocks down at the bottom.
Oh, I love that. I love the gift guide idea. Like any industry could do that, create a guide and then create a segment in Klaviyo with who's engaged with that gift guide and then send them the recommendations from that gift guide.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That's a great, great tip. Okay, let's hop into flows. What is your favorite feature with flows? I think I know what you're going to say because when I was in your account, I was like, oh, this is what they're using a lot of.
So we use a lot of A/B testing, which we love. There are some emails we've now tested, 12 or more versions of, not at the same time, of course, but like we test A/B and then we turn off whichever one was the loser and we test B/C and then we turn off the loser and we just keep testing. So impactful for our flow performance. It's those little micro wins, right, with email that stack up over time. So an improvement from 3.1% click-through to 3.3% click-through doesn't seem huge at the time, but over the course of a year, you see so much better performance from that in the long run. Yeah, so A/B testing
is your favorite flow feature. I knew you were going to say that. I just I don't know. I'm a psychic. All right, let's talk about your welcome series. Speaking of A/B testing, this one has 7 different variations.
We've tested a lot here. We've tested a lot with our welcome series, but it's one of the most important flows for us, right? Because we have a lot of people who come to the site. They're not going to come back if we don't have really compelling content in the welcome series, or if we don't capture them somewhere with a retargeting ad. And it's much cheaper for our brand to hit them here with email than to retarget them with ads. So we test aggressively with this flow. We've recently tested long form content against like shorter copy to see which would perform better. We also sometimes test things as a campaign, and then if it's successful, we'll roll that into a flow so that we can get learnings faster. Oh yeah, you have here.
We actually have some. So that was the flow setup. And as you guys see, the welcome series, it's not like a super intricate, like long ass flow. It is literally a couple emails over the course of how many days? 3, 4, like a week?
Yeah, less than a week.
Less than a week. Like it's so simple, yet it's so effective. So if you want to go over one, Kelsey, Brittany, let's talk about some of the content here. I love the visual. I love the Giphies that you're using. I think we have the first email, and then I love the how to make someone's day. And it's literally a step-by-step, like how to make someone's day. Like that.
Yeah. So we were inspired there from our customer happiness team. So we try to make sure that our email content, we're frequently running by them, asking them for their input. And we asked, okay, what are the top questions you get on chat on the website from people who come to the site for the first time? And number one is, what is this product? So we wanted to make sure very early in the welcome series, you see what the product is and understand how it works. And then number two is, how do I do this on your website? Like, walk me through the steps. It's a pretty easy process, but we want to make sure that no one gets lost in that experience. So we wanted to educate, here is exactly how you make someone's day with Greetabl. And it's super easy, 3 quick steps and you're done. And make sure that we're not losing people who are just like overwhelmed, feeling the overwhelm when they hit the site.
Right. I love that. And then like the So Glad We're Friends, like just securing that relationship, giving them, you know, different examples. And then I love the what customers think. I think putting, you know, reviews in those initial emails are great, because if that customer's on the fence about buying, or, you know, maybe they bought something, but they don't, you know, they don't really know yet, like it gives them more confidence.
Yeah. And if you have a newer brand that people might not have heard of before, we found that adding reviews helps eliminate that "are they a scam" question, which hopefully people would not think we're a scam in general. But if you see an Instagram ad, you click through, you come to the site, you enter your email address, and then you immediately leave the website, you might not really know if you feel comfortable and confident that this is a real brand with real customers who's not just going to take your money and never ship you a product. So we try to incorporate reviews so that our consumer who might have spent very little time on our website initially can get a feel that Greetabl is a real company. We have other customers who have used us, who love us, and we're not fake, right?
That's a good point. Okay, moving right along. I know we have about 11 minutes left. So your post-purchase flow. This is another flow, and you actually have this separated into kind of 2 cohorts. So I want to talk about that flow. You have one kind of in the flow, and we can show that. You have one side that is going to like brand new customers, and you have another one going to repeat customers. So I would imagine that's someone that purchased like twice or more.
Exactly.
Can you walk us through like why you have it set up like this? And then I want to kind of talk about the one, you have an SMS promotion in there too, which I don't know if you're using Klaviyo's SMS. We can talk about that.
So the reason that we have this segmented this way is we found that people need very different content from us depending on if they've used us once or twice. The content right now is actually pretty similar because we're still testing to figure out what that perfect ideal messaging for the repeat customers is. Right. But we wanted our customers who have just purchased from us one time to get more of our brand story and really understand who Greetabl is and why they should feel amazing that they chose to work with us. And we wanted to be able to serve different content to people as they purchase a second time to thank them for being loyal to Greetabl and for being such an amazing part of our community. Our goal is to get in 2021 is to really focus on repurchase rate and purchase frequency, getting our customers to come back 3 and 4 and 5 times. So we felt that it was really important to push them back through this flow multiple times without seeing identical content as they went through the flow a second time.
Yeah, and to help with those goals, you are introducing at the end of this flow an SMS kind of promotion to get people to opt into text messaging. So I think we have an example of what that looks like. One more, Kelsey. So let's talk about that, because I know there's a lot of questions that come up on Live from Your Laptop about SMS. I know we recently announced way more features with Klaviyo's SMS, but let's talk about how you're using this and how it's kind of helping increase your post-purchase rate.
Yeah, so we have found that there are some customers who will engage much more with SMS than they will with email. And that's just kind of the nature of how they like to consume content. We still want to message those people in the channel that they're going to respond to, right? And we don't want to lose out. So we put it right in the flow to use our text to join so that they can get added to our SMS list if they're not there already. And then we can target them. We can look at their behavior over time and see if they respond better to email, do they respond better to SMS, and make sure they're getting the right messages in the right place. Because some people have their phones in their hand all the time. And some people, if they were to get an SMS from a brand, would be super annoyed. So we definitely want to be respectful of our user, but we also want to meet them where they're at.
Exactly. That's a good point. Okay, so hopping over to campaigns, I would imagine your campaigns are used primarily for seasonal promotions. You're a very seasonal business, but what else are you using campaigns for?
Tons of stuff, including testing. So that's one of the places where we'll test something out, get a really large sample size very quickly, see what works well, and then push it into a flow. So we test offers there quite a bit to see if we give someone free confetti after they purchase 4 times, is that more likely to get them to purchase a 5th time than a different offer? And then if we figure that out and the answer is yes, then we can push that into a flow and have that be an automated part of the journey. So we use yes for seasonal promotion, but also for robust testing. And then also just to continue to engage conversationally with our consumer. We want to make sure that we're having 2-way conversations with them as often as we can. So we're not just giving them really beautiful marketing content, but we're also engaging with them with content that's value additive to their life, that speaks their language, and that gets them to engage back with us as a brand.
And I think that's a little different than the flows. The flows are awesome because they're kind of a set it and forget it, and you obviously update them, but campaigns are really where you can engage with your audience and test and do all that kind of stuff. Real quickly, I just want to show some of your top performing ones from the last 90 days, just to give people a taste of what is working as far as campaign goes. And like you said, you're always testing. So this one was fine. I think this was a Mother's Day flash sale that you guys did. Of course, beautiful, offering different blocks there with product recommendations. And then the next one, this actually was, I think this was for a credit drop for your super.
Yeah, we have found credit drops are super successful for us as a way to get that repeat purchase. So if we say there's $5 of credit sitting in your account, go use it now. That drives purchases more than just offering a $1 off discount, which people might like save for a while or forget about. This feels like you already have the money, and if you don't spend it, you're going to lose it. And no one likes to feel like they're losing money. So we found that this is a very successful way for us to get people to repurchase.
Yeah, I'm not surprised this was a top performer with the credit drop. It's a very interesting way to do that and make it not feel like a discount. It's like, hey, you actually have money to use. And then I think the last one we pulled was this first day of spring, which was super cute. Love the visuals. And you were actually targeting holiday purchasers from this. So anyone that engaged with an email from, I think it was like Black Friday, Cyber Monday, holidays, you were looping them into this spring discount.
Yeah, because we know that we have seasonal buyers who are only going to buy gifts during a holiday season. So we wanted to try to find those people in our holiday list who purchased during the holiday season in 2020, who would repurchase during the Mother's Day season. And then we can target them for holidays going forward, right? And make sure that they're getting messaging that resonates to them without emailing them every week or multiple times a week, 52 weeks a year.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I love some of your guys' campaigns. I get them because I signed up, I bought.
Oh, yay. I love it.
I love seeing them. But all right, real quickly, I want to close out this question by talking about benchmarks. So Klaviyo's new feature, benchmarks, it's huge. If you're using it, great. I know you guys are heavily using benchmarks. So how has this been helpful for Greetabl? Can you give us an example of how benchmarks has helped make actual improvements for you guys?
Benchmarks is so helpful. One of the main drivers that we use it for is first setting our KPIs. So we can look and see where we are in our cohort, and Klaviyo gives us real numbers, right? So we know if our click-through rate is 3 and everyone else's click-through rate is 11, we're very far off, and we should work on optimizing for click-through rate first before we optimize for anything else. And then we have a very clear KPI. We want to get to 11. It makes it super simple for us and gives us a lot of clarity for the team on where we're headed. But the second is informing our testing priority. So we can see where we're excellent. We don't need to worry about testing there first. We should worry about testing in the places where we're good or in the poor category, so that we can really focus on anything that's red, right? So that we're focusing on the things that matter first or are most critical for us.
Yeah, so obviously we're showing your most excellent benchmarks here. But
oh, thank you for my vanity. I appreciate it.
Everybody who goes into Klaviyo and you look in your benchmarks, you're going to see poor categories. If you're not seeing poor categories, please email me and I would love to have you on your laptop. But yes, I mean, this just allows you to look at the data very clearly. And there's so much that I wish we had more time to spend on benchmarks. But if anybody has questions about benchmarks, I'm sure Brittany, I'm offering you as a resource.
For sure. I love benchmarks. I'm happy to talk about it with anyone who wants to talk about it and walk through our process. Cora and I look at benchmarks every month when they come out. We have a dedicated time to look at them. We go through in detail, and then we refer back to them throughout the month to do a quick check-in to see where we should be making more progress, and really use it as our North Star when we're determining what we need to be focused on.
That's awesome. Yeah, one of the questions from the community was how often are you checking those benchmarks? And to you guys, that's monthly. So I think it really depends on your brand and how much resources you have and how often you want to see that data. But awesome. So last question, Brittany, before we have 2 minutes, we're probably going to run over. If you all can stay on, we have some fun Mother's Day stuff we want to talk about. And obviously we're going to do the giveaway. But lastly, I want to wrap up with a question that came in from the community. And this was, if you were a one-person shop and could only focus on 3 to 5 things, let's say 3 for purposes of time, to grow your business, what would those be and why?
Yeah, number 1, building your email list, because that's repeat business that you can go back to over and over again. And building your list gives you an opportunity for some Hail Marys if you're not going to hit your target for a month. If you know that it's February 27th and you're behind on your numbers, you have a Hail Mary. You can send a really awesome offer out to that list. So that's what I would focus on first if I were a one-person shop, which I've been a one-person team before.
Yes.
Yeah. 2, I would get your community engagement. I would focus on that. So whether that's building a panel of a customer advisory board, which we have, or it's building up that Instagram community, wherever your audience is, I would focus on that. So if they're in Clubhouse, go to Clubhouse. If they're on TikTok, go to TikTok, but build your community. And third, I mean, it's a no-brainer that you have to have digital ads in place. You're not going to be able to drive top of funnel traffic through to your site cost effectively if you don't have some layer of digital ads. And for us, that's Facebook and Instagram, but that might not be the case for everyone based on your brand.
Those are great tips, Brittany. Thank you so much. I mean, amazing stuff. Thank you for sharing all those insights with us. I'm super excited for you guys, and I'm sure our community is grateful for you sharing all those amazing tips with them as well. So real quickly, you guys, if you're still here, I'd love to understand how you liked Live from Your Laptop today. I'm gonna throw up a poll on the screen. I do this now because the surveys that I send in post-event emails, nobody takes them. I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying it doesn't work. So I'm going to do what works. So let us know. This is anonymous. As we let this roll, I'm going to have Brittany go through some Mother's Day gifting ideas. She's going to show you guys some of the Greetabl boxes that they have, and then she's going to actually read some past Mother's Day messages. And again, this doesn't have to be for like a mom. It can be for the important women in your life. I know some of us don't have our moms anymore, but it could be for any influential woman in your life. So Brittany, I'm going to give you like 2 or 3 minutes, girl.
Yeah, I can do it fast.
Okay.
So Mother's Day is May 9th. For those of us who haven't ordered something for mom yet, haven't walked through the greeting card aisle or gone to greetabl.com. And finding the right words to say in your Mother's Day card can be really hard. We know that at Greetabl because people ask us all the time. So I wanted to show what our product looks like. It has this cute little sticker on the side. You open it up, and then our patented design. So this is a blank one so that you can imagine whatever your design would be that you choose. You unfold the box and it folds into a card, which then you can personalize, of course. So you can add your own photos, which tear off so your person can keep them. This is one of my dog, Harry Potter meme that someone sent me. And I'll show you one of our popular gifts too. So these XOXO chocolate hearts, if you're looking for something for your mom, they come in this beautiful box. I would recommend them. They taste amazing. I know because I ate mine already because they were too tempting. When it comes to sending your message that you want to include, I have a few trends from 2020. A few of our most common phrases that our customers used were "for all you do," number one, most common. Best mom was number two. So incorporating "you're the best mom" is definitely a winner. And then "mama bear" was one of our top most used phrases as well. We actually have a really beautiful mama bear design inspired by our community. So go check it out. I'll read a few of my favorite messages. So one was, "You have big dreams to chase and little toes to care for. You got this. Happy Mother's Day." So that you could use, for a friend, sister, cousin. Yeah. You wouldn't have to send it to your own mom. And I have a couple examples for your own mom too. So, "Mom, thank you for always being my biggest fan. You've always been the one to support me no matter what. And thanks for still braiding my hair too. Love you so much. Happy Mother's Day." Definitely encourage you to go back to those like childhood memories, pull those through as you write your message. And then final one I'll share with you. "Mom, I can't wait to get a hug from you again. I'm so sad to be away from you for so long. Know that I love you and appreciate everything that you have and will ever do for me. You're the best mom. I'm so proud of you." Yeah, I mean, a lot of us haven't seen our moms in a while. Some of us still haven't seen our moms since last March. And it's a special moment to be able to thank her for everything and let her know how much you miss her. If you are having trouble, our amazing team of customer happiness specialists will help you write a message to your mom. Just go to our website, chat us, and they will help you. They'll ask you a couple of questions and help you craft the perfect message. And yeah, that's one of the best parts of our job.
That's amazing. I love that. Well, thank you so much for sharing, Brittany. That just warms my heart. That last one stuck with me. My parents don't live in Boston, so it's just, I'm constantly away from them. But anyhow, thank you so much. So we have a trivia question. If you're new to Live from Your Laptop, how the giveaway works is Brittany's going to ask a question, and it was from what she talked about in the last hour or so. And whoever is the first person and the 20th person to type into the chat the correct answer, you're going to each win a $50 gift card towards Greetabl. So let's do it. Let's kick this off. Brittany, what is the question?
How many affiliate partners does Greetabl have?
There they go. There they go. All right. So I'm going to announce the first one, and then Trevor on my team. By the way, you guys give it up for Trevor and Kelsey. They are constantly make this happen every week. They're amazing teammates. I love them. So the first person is, the answer is 152, right? Is that the answer? 152, Brittany? Or was it 154? 152. Okay.
52, 152.
152. All right, Mackenzie, you are our first winner. 152 is the correct answer. And then Trevor will come back on and announce the 20th one. But if you guys, for those of you that didn't win, Greetabl was still nice enough to give everybody tuning in today a 15% off gift card, so you guys can go over, get your Mother's Day or your next holiday, graduation's coming up too, boxes ready and sent out. So that's the show today, you guys. I want to give a huge thank you to Brittany and the Greetabl fam for taking the time to join us and share their incredible insights. We love you guys, and we're so grateful that you are, we're on this journey with you. Oh, the 20th winner, Trevor just texted me, is Ashley Throng. I'm sorry if I said your last name wrong, but Ashley T, you are our 20th winner. So congratulations there. We will email you guys and make sure you get those giveaway prizes. Thank you to everybody who tuned in today. We would not be doing our 38th episode of Live from Your Laptop without all of you from the community tuning in week after week. Thank you so much for trusting us and spending this short hour with us today. Next week, we've got a Klaviyo fan fave on the show, Highleet. Maybe you've heard of them. This community-driven fitness brand has been around since 2012. And trust me when I tell you guys, when we walk through their growth story and how they're mainly direct-to-consumer brand used their customers to drive not only their products, but their growth as a $1 million business, you guys are going to be amazed and inspired. Also, I think we all need a refresh kind of on our workout routine. So we're going to have a personal trainer come in from Highleet, and we're going to do a mini conditioning course right on the spot. So make sure you get your sneakers, your shorts, and your weights ready for next week. I'm super pumped. Lastly, look out for an email from us in a few hours with the replay of today's episode to catch up on what you missed, along with some additional resources to help your business own it, a 15% off promo code to get your Mother's Day boxes from Greetabl, and a link to sign up for next week's episode with Highleet. Have a super awesome week, you guys. Happy Cinco de Mayo tomorrow. Make sure you have a margarita for me, and we can't wait to see you guys next time on Live from Your Laptop.